All right, good afternoon, Jenny. My name is Michael. I'm the therapist that's going to be working with you during your treatment here. Just a few things to lay on the table. Anything you voluntarily share with me during our sessions is completely confidential. However, if you express any thoughts of harming yourself or someone else, please keep in mind that I do have a legal responsibility to take action on that information. Otherwise, anything we talk about is between you and I. Okay? So with that said, just let me kind of get an idea of what your problem is, if you don't mind sharing.
I have a lot of problems. You got all day, I hope.
Okay.
About a month and a half ago, I got into a car accident coming home from work.
See that you messed your shoulder up.
I broke a couple bones in my shoulder, so I've been out of work for a while. I've also been prescribed some pain medication, and I'm getting a little concerned that I've been taking a little bit more than they prescribed for me.
What's a little bit more? What were you prescribed?
I was prescribed to take one Lortab every 6 hours as needed for pain, but I'm finding that I've been taking maybe 2 or 3 every
Instead of one?
yeah, instead of one. And the part that's really starting to make me nervous is that I'm not in pain anymore. I'm just taking them.
Okay. Is there anything else that you are doing besides just taking the medication?
Well, I really
Or
haven't.
let's go back to that. You said that you're taking them now, even when there's no pain at all. So, what's going on in your mind to make you want to reach for the medication?
Well, I've been since I haven't. I love my job, and since I haven't been able to go to work, I work as a dental hygienist, so it requires me to use my hands a lot. So they're really waiting for me to get my shoulder back into complete mobility. Otherwise, I'm pretty much useless, and that's just how I've been feeling lately. Because I just feel useless. I've been sitting at home, eating a lot, and sleeping. I just don't feel like doing anything anymore besides eating.
Maybe the sleeping is an effect of the medication that you're taking, perhaps.
I think so. I know when I take it, I go right to sleep. My day starts off. I get up, I take some of the Lortab, I go back to sleep. I get up, I eat a lot, take some more, I sleep. It's just been a cycle.
So, are you enjoying this numbing feeling that the medication is giving you?
It makes it so I don't have to think about how useless I am right now.
And you mentioned that you are a dental hygienist.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you
Been a dental hygienist?
Yeah, how long have you been working in that field?
It's going on about 10 years. I've been working with the same dentist office. Yeah, I've been there a while. They've been really good to me.
And then you also had to do a lot of extensive training, and you can imagine years of schooling for that as well. So it's great. So can you possibly agree that you're not entirely useless?
Well, I guess I can,
Because you still have the job waiting
Yeah.
for when you get better, right?
Yeah. I have done, I guess I have. It's taken me a lot to get where I am today. It just feels like this accident set me back so far. So much has changed since then. My boyfriend broke up with me a couple of days ago even, and that's been really hard to deal with.
You said that you broke up a couple days ago.
I know it's because he thinks I'm fat. I'm just not attractive anymore. I can't button my pants. I just know he thinks that I'm fat.
You say you know he thinks. Has there been a time in your relationship that he actually verbally expressed and then calling you telling you anything, or calling you out on your weight, or being critical about your weight or appearance?
No, he's wonderful. He's always told me that he thinks I'm beautiful no matter what. Every time I told him that I was gaining weight, and he would always tell me that it was all in my head. But I know that he was just saying that to be sweet. I'm fat. You could see it. All he could think about is food.
Well, Jenny, not to interrupt you, but you're right across from me. You look perfectly healthy to me. So there probably is some truth to what he was saying. Do you think there could be any other reason why he decided to take a break from your relationship?
There was we did get into an argument recently. He was asking me a lot of questions about my Lortabs, about how many pills I've been taking, and I know he wasn't really a fan of me taking those in the first place.
Okay.
He had his mom had some issues with chemical dependency and abusing medications. I believe she was more messing with Xanax though, but she had some history and stuff like that, and I think he might be worried that I'm turning into his mom. But his mom's fat too, so it's just can't seem to get that out of my head. That maybe my being fat and taking pills is making him think of his mom or something. I don't know.
Well, let's go back to the over medicating on the Lortabs. Do you think he was expressing concern, out of fear that for your safety, and that he doesn't want you to end up going down the wrong path to a life of addiction?
Possible. He did always kind of smother me a little bit, just kind of worrying that I was gonna end up overdosing or something like that. Even though he's silly, he need to take a lot more than 3 or 4 at a time to overdose on some Lortabs. But he did always show that he was concerned for me for that.
Is there anybody else that you can identify that is supportive of you? Is there any other close relationships that you can identify?
Well, when I started, when I got into my car accident and I was stuck at home, my coworkers, they called me at first, that first week, asked me if I needed anything, and they would bring over food and stuff, and, they were helping me out, but, I feel like they've really kind of stopped doing that as much, and I don't think anybody really cares, everybody's got their own problems.
Why do you think they don't call you as much?
Like I said, they've probably got their own stuff going on. Though there was this time where the receptionist called me and I was sleeping. Took a couple pills and fell back asleep. Yeah.
They should.
Well,
understand.
Well, I kind of got a little bit short with her for waking me up. I wasn't happy about that. She hasn't.
So you kind of snapped when they called you?
A little bit.
Okay. So maybe they're just giving you a break.
Possible. Maybe I guess it could be that maybe they're thinking they don't want to bother me, because I was in a lot of pain those first few weeks. And like I said, I'm not in as much pain anymore, but at the beginning there, I didn't even want to talk to anybody because it just hurt so bad.
So it sounds like what you're telling me is you haven't been hearing from them because it's not so much that they care about you, it's just that they understand that you're in pain and you're at home trying to heal up, and they're just trying to give you your space.
I guess that makes sense. It's just so easy to think that they just don't care, but that could be it, because it did kind of slow down when I yelled at her. And it was pretty much related to the fact that I wanted to sleep. I just wanted to be left alone when that went down.
So, let's see.
My clothes. You could say it out loud. It's okay. I'll take it out.
Goals.
Goals.
How
goals. You can ask me what am I wanting, what do I want to do, and where do I want to be, what do I want to change.
So Jenny, can you kind of talk with me more about what you would like to see changed in your life at this point?
Well, I really, really want to go back to work, and I know what I have to do that. I know I have to get into physical therapy, but everybody keeps
You're not
telling
in
me.
physical therapy?
No, not yet. I haven't. I've been afraid to sign up for it because everybody keeps telling me how bad it's going to hurt, and already it's hard enough for me to lift my shoulder up this much, and I know that they're going to be pulling and tugging on it and making me do all this stuff, and I just am afraid that I'm going to start hurting again.
And that's understandable. It's something you've never done any kind of treatment like that before.
No.
And they'll do it in small steps, so they're not gonna tear your arm, pull your arm up, the first day. It's a slow process, but also just keep in mind that there may be some pain during that treatment, but it's temporary, or it's temporary pain as well.
That's a good point. It's just people psych you out about that kind of stuff, and I'm worried too that when I go back to work, that my coworkers are gonna be able to see how much weight I've gained, and I'm so uncomfortable with that. I just feel like they're gonna see me walk in the door and just look at me and be like, "Damn, she got fat,"
I don't think they will say that.
I don't know. Pretty catty. Yeah. I just when you walk in there, you just feel like they're just judging you.
So with that said, what are some? You mentioned physical therapy. You'd like to get set up with that. Are there any other goals that you would like to set for yourself?
Well, I'd like to lose this weight.
Okay.
That's really stressing me out that I've gained about 10 or 15 pounds from this.
What are some alternative options? What are some options that you can think of that can help you achieve losing the weight? Because we can refer you to a physical therapist today.
That would be
if
great.
you're okay with that.
If I do it now while I want to, then maybe I'll be more, If I go home today, I'm probably just gonna go to sleep and not do it. So that.
Well, we actually have a few in our clinic. This is a family medicine practice, so I can start the referral process today. You give me permission to send over any kind of information that's on your medical chart.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That would be very helpful.
Okay. And then, so with that said, then I can get that set up for you, and then all you would have to do is just wait for a phone call with the receptionist telling you your appointment and where to go and things like that.
That'd be great. Thank you.
So we got one goal, in progress now.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you feel about that?
I feel that makes me feel better, but I still got to get this weight thing, before I go back to work.
Okay. So you mentioned you gained about 10, 15 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
You're eating lots of pizzas, cheese, sweets. So it's a lot of carbs and sugar, right?
My big thing now is there was a sale at the market, and I bought all these Little Debbie cakes, and they're still hanging out in my pantry, and I could sit down and eat a whole box of those, and I got about a dozen boxes left. In fact, I got one with me. Can I eat it now?
Let's refrain. Let's refrain from that.
Okay.
But after the session, I guess if you would like, you can have that as part of a reward for making it through your first therapy session.
Okay.
So mentioned that you bought a whole bunch of sweets that were on sale when you were last at the store. Do you think going home and eating a whole box of that will help with you achieving your second goal that we set up today, as far as working on the weight loss?
The thing with those is, when I'm sitting there and I'm eating them, I'm happy that I got these little Debbie cakes and they're making me happy because I can eat them. Then when I'm done eating them, I feel like a big fat piece of crap. So, no, they're not going to help me.
So what are some alternative, what can we do to not make you go home and eat those and feel like crap, as you said?
Well,
Is there anything that you can think of that you can do at home to change that?
well, there is something. When I was a teenager and in my 20s, I was very, very, very overweight, and I learned how to eat more healthy and exercise, take better care of my body. So I do have I really enjoyed cooking. I really got into it, and I know how to cook healthy. It's been really hard to motivate myself to do that. So I know that that's something I still know how to do. So I might be able to pick that back up.
Okay. So, do you like homework?
I like to be busy.
You like to be busy?
Yes, I do.
I'm going to throw out some options with you and see what you think. Maybe after this session, until the next one, or when you go home, I would like for you to throw out all of the sweets in your home.
I can do that. I can go home today and do that.
That way, it's not in the house, and you won't be tempted to reach for them in the cabinet. Is that something you'd be willing to try to do?
Yeah, I can do that.
And then you mentioned that you like to cook in the past. Perhaps whenever you're feeling like you should take some extra medication, you could go through the books and pick out a recipe for dinner that day, and that would also help you get out of the house by going to the grocery store to pick up the supplies that you would need to cook the meal. Maybe you could reach out to your boyfriend and invite him over one evening when you feel comfortable. That's just an idea.
It's a good idea. I like that. I can look forward to that.
Do you have any other questions for me today, Jenny?
No, that was. I feel a lot
How are
better.
you feeling right now?
I feel pretty good. I feel
Good.
it's nice to have a plan.
And I notice that your affect is much more positive right now. So, well, it's been a pleasure meeting you. I enjoy getting to know you, and I will see you next week. Okay, same time.
Yep, that'll work for me.
All right.
Thank you, Michael.
Take care.
You too.